All right, so lesson 1-2 is using ratios to convert measurements, okay? So we're going to be converting between the English system and the metric system, okay? They also call that customary and metric system, okay? And the way we're going to do that is we're going to use the conversion sheet. This is what is given to you for your FAST test. So let's take a look at example 1, which is converting between the systems. It says, during the first 48 hours of its life, a kitten needs 1 milliliter of milk per hour. Karen bought a half cup of kitten formula to feed her newborn kitten. We want to know how many 1 milliliter servings are in the half cup of kitten formula. And we want to round to the nearest whole serving. So the first thing we want to do is we want to know what we are converting from what to what. So it says how many 1 milliliter servings, are there in a half cup of formula, okay? So we want to go from milliliters to cups, or cups to milliliters, okay? So we're going to look at our conversion chart. Now on this conversion chart, we don't have something that goes straight from cups to milliliters, but if we do a conversion from cups to liters, then we can do another conversion right here from liters to milliliters. So this is going to be a two-step problem. So first thing I want to do is I want to write down the conversion that we got from the conversion chart. So 1 cup is equal to 0.24 liters, and 1 liter is equal to 1,000 milliliters. All right, so let's go ahead and write our proportion. So we're going from cups, actually we're going from cups to liters. Okay, so cups to liters. Cups to liters. Okay? So we know that 1 cup is equal to 0.24 liters. So we're starting with this conversion. And we're going to put that in our proportion. So we got 1 cup, that's 1 cup up there, and 0.24 liters in the denominator. Okay? Now, we're starting with how much she bought. So she bought half a cup. She bought half a cup. So that half cup is going to go up here in the numerator. So this is going to be 0.5 right there, and we're solving for how many liters. And just like we did last class, we're going to cross multiply. We'll cross multiply to solve our proportion, okay? So we're going to multiply half a cup times 0.24, and that's going to give us 0.12. And then on the other side, we have 1 going this way. We've got 1 times x, which is x. So this tells me that half a cup is equal to 0.12 liters. Now, we don't want liters, we want milliliters, right? Now, we can set up another proportion, and then I'm going to show you another way to go from liters to milliliters, okay? So, we're going to look at the conversion factor that we have. We've got 1 liter is equal to 1,000 milliliters, okay? So we're going to do liters to milliliters. So we set up another proportion. And then when we fill this in, we've got 1 liter in the numerator and 1,000 milliliters in the denominator. So now we want to go from the 0.12 liters, 0.12 liters, and then we're going to solve for how many milliliters that is, okay? So again, we're going to use our calculator. So we're going to cross multiply. Use blue here. We're going to cross multiply. And in the first one, we are multiplying 0.12 times 1,000. That's equal to 120. And then on the other side, we have 1 times x, that's x. So that means that 1 liter is equal to 120 milliliters. So now I just wanted to show you that one trick that I was going to teach you. Here, we're starting with 0.12 liters. Okay, we know that 0.12 liters, okay, we know we have 1,000 milliliters in 1 liter, okay? So if I want to change liters to milliliters, you can just move the decimal 1, 2, 3 places. So you're multiplying times 1,000, okay? Because we're going from a larger unit, from a smaller unit to a larger unit. So you can move the decimal 2 places to the right, and that gives us 120 milliliters. Okay, so that's just a little shortcut. So there are 120 servings in a half cup of kitten formula. All right, so for example 2, if we want to convert again, it says a raisin weighs about 1 gram. James wants to buy a half-pound bag of raisins. About how many raisins are in the half-pound bag? And we want to round it to the nearest whole number, okay? So we're looking to get from pounds, okay? So this is a half-pound bag, and we want to get to grams, okay? We want to know how many grams are in that half-pound bag. The reason we want to know that is because a raisin weighs about 1 gram, okay? So we want to go from pounds to grams. So we need to look at our conversion chart. Now, on the conversion chart, we don't have something that goes directly from pounds to grams, okay? But we do have something that goes from, we can go from pounds to ounces, and then we can go from ounces to grams. So let's write those conversions down. All right, so here we have them written down. So we want to go from pounds to ounces first, okay? So we've got pounds to ounces, and we've got pounds to ounces, okay? So let's put this first conversion in our proportion. So that's going to be 1 pound on top, 1 pound on top, and 16 ounces in the denominator, okay? And we're converting half a pound bag. So we're going to put 1/2, so this is going to be 1/2 pound, 0.5, and then we're solving for how many ounces that is. So now we're going to cross multiply. So on this direction, we're going to multiply 0.5 times 16. So we've got 0.5 times 16, and that gives us 8. And on the other side, we have 1 times x, which is x. So this is going to be 8 ounces. My goodness, we could have just divided by 2, right? Good gracious. Okay, so now we want to go from ounces to grams, okay? So we got ounces to grams, and we've got ounces to grams. Okay, so now we're going to put in the next conversion, which is this one right here. Okay, so that's going to be, for ounces, that's going to be 0.0352 over 1 gram. Okay, and now we're converting these ounces to grams, so we're going to put that in the numerator, 8 ounces, and we're going to solve for grams. Okay, so now on this one, all we got to do is cross multiply again. So on this side, we have 8 times 1, that's 8, of course. And then on the other side, we have 0.0352 times x. So that's a big one. So I mean a little one. So 0.0352 times x. Now remember, to get the x by itself, we're going to divide by whatever is in front of the variable, whatever is in front of the x. So we're going to divide both sides by 0.0352. 0.0352. Okay, so those cancel, and that's equal to, that leaves us with x, and that equals, now we just got to divide the 8 divided by 0.0352, and that gives us 227.27. So let's write that down. 227.27. And of course, that is going to be grams. That's going to be grams. And of course, if we're looking at our problem, at the end, it tells us to round to the nearest whole number. Okay? So when we round to the nearest whole number, that's the nearest whole number. So we look at that next one to tell us what to do, and that too tells us to stay the same. So x is going to be equal to 227 grams, which means that's 227 raisins. All right, how about one more example? So example 3 says approximately how many fluid ounces of detergent are in a 2-liter jug of laundry soap, and we want to round to the nearest whole fluid ounce. So let's see, we are comparing fluid ounces to liters, right? So fluid ounces and liters, okay? Now, let's look at our conversion chart. So here's our conversion chart, and we don't have a conversion that goes directly from liters to fluid ounces. So we're going to have to do this one first, 1 liter to cups, and then we can go from cups to fluid ounces. Let's write those conversions. All right, so here are our conversions. Now, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to go from liters to cups. So we're going to use this conversion first, liters to cups. So let's write our proportion. So we've got liters to cups, liters to cups. Okay? So we've got 1 liter is equal to 4.23 cups, and we're going to start with how much the jug is, so that's 2 liters. So that 2 is going to go in the numerator, and we're going to solve for how many cups that is. So we're going to cross multiply. So on this side, we have 4.23 times 2, 4.23 times 2, and that gives us 8.46. And that is equal, when we multiply, cross multiply on the other side, 1 times x, and that gives us x. So this is, because we're solving for x down here, x is cups. So this is 8.46 cups. Okay? So now we want to convert cups to fluid ounces. Okay? So we're going to set up our proportion again. And we're going to go from cups to fluid ounces. Set up your proportion. Cups to fluid ounces. All right. So starting with this conversion, we've got 1 cup in the numerator and 8 fluid ounces in the denominator. And we are converting 8.46 cups, so that goes in the numerator. So 8.46 goes in the numerator. And we're solving for how many fluid ounces. Okay? So now we're going to cross multiply. And on this side, when we multiply, we get, let's see, 8.46 times 8 times 8, and that gives us 67.68. So this is 67.68, and then on the other side, we've got 1 times x, which is just x. So this is going to be x over here. So this is 67.68 fluid ounces. But then again, over here, it tells us to round to the nearest whole fluid ounce. So this is the whole number. We got to look to see what does that 6 tell us to do, and that tells us to round up. So x is approximately equal to 68 fluid ounces. All right,